Right, MYBET about the sports arena. So brass will say tenase. Na ye dia goodie mun sam e de bro bibia wo bia na hu de ekọ de eba. Shannon so say ya tenase ye MYBET.AFRICA TV and also ya say e de nsam no. Ye de bro say na ye na ye UEFA Champions League week. And I Shannon say commentary de be bro no ye de free e circle. Eho any ye de say commentary be fi aba. Aha. You be call a circle, baby. MYBET office no. It live commentary be few the aba. And before then, you be fun engagement. You be some questions. You be granting interviews near there. You be man lively. You be involved the supporters. Now almost so much match from Adwene is answer. Back for Adwene. Aha. I want to say yes. You need supporters. No be can boom na fi. Yahwe. No be bia so etumi akoye. Ti bo mo dia na na share ewo eye circle na yenhwimbom ewo eye Kwame Nkrumah circle ye be make sure say ensem no ye be dwudwam na wo hu de ekọ ne de eba masrew makacho me say what join show na wa share DJ Kwaku Slim o Facebook DJ Kwaku Slim ewo Facebook DJ Kwaku Slim ewo Facebook oko eye YouTuber I am MYBET.AFRICA TV. MYBET.AFRICA TV. MYBET online radio. Ye good de anya sam keto akra. But mo dia na efa ho be boy na bibia tumi koye. Obe an mo na wa show no na bibia tumi koye. But mo dia na boru mo ye Telegram ho. Bogram mo Telegram ho na afi join na afi bibia tumi enkoye e ho nom. Afi TikTok so no ye di atwentwe wo hopa ye di videos no e di guo e ma bibia so etumi eden etumi koye na ene ye be ko Champions League games nim na say na last week ye no on say last week omo bo Tuesday omo bo Wednesday no omo no bo this week Tuesday last week omo di abro mo be kai a AC Milan ko e ma Feyenoord e she no only 1-0 eti no omo de say bet from Nemo Tuesday games no any ye did pass Tuesday games na ye bono Wednesday it won't say anything Real Madrid City will be able to 2 goals na fi last goal no wa obeshe no wahye obi anim say Paris Saint-Germain be chi we ahye no Brest obe bubu no kra obi anim say Ousmane Dembele be she go ene obi anim say aye Abrantia ye friend no aye Kylian Mbappe Lotin be she go ene what you say enti ene de ene mu da ho enti ene no mo de ye kon wo ho ene mo di me brutal kame yoba kabana metinsuo so kametinsuo so because enkofo ne de di menra no Dortmund Sporting CB Dortmund ko share mo 3-0 enti ene den na goals be flow PSG be share yi PSV ne aye Juventus no ene no be dicey Italy teams no ma papa AC Milan and Atlanta omu nyina na omu wo opportunities also come in English teams be share sa ankofo tu we nyina Club Brugge ne hwan Feyenoord ba ne critical say English teams aba ye omo yoma from but Italian teams o ma papa say Juventus ene ye omu eni da so omani da so nyina ne wo ene Juventus say Juventus amon ho modern a ene omu nyina afim ene likely so betuma afim ye de santre mu nyina betuma dem e betumi dia bro ene Real Madrid ene Manchester City emu be di brutal emu be di amanfo bi say masa City for no on betumi akwa yi Madrid for ne de afirimu de na ma da bi pia betuma si na ne kan hu say Premier League game ba ko so Aston Villa ni Liverpool ebebo match ne Aston Villa ni Liverpool ewo match ne tiche no say na emu be dem papa na bibia so etumi akoye endra results no say na etumi koye ma me mbo so tenten so fama na me ncho teams no o ma qualify no Benfica ni Monaco 3-3 my brother enye easy Abante efe no Atakoglu ena di kan share first goal hona na Minamino eteka no oteka na Abante efe no Ben Sehie eye den ebo modern share eye 2-1 itina ko exercise o mo tie mo kwa no Ehona Pavlidis etekano from a penalty and a brati friend Elenikena den e de call 3-2 and it says obian him say oh Charlie ye kwa ne say ye ko and a brati friend Koku 84th minute etekano ma e be 3-3 and na Benfica a qualify the akona anymore round of 16 into 4-3 on aggregate. Bamini kanda ultimu se nye is Hurricane bopos near the second half no mu yini free mu ene ultimu se Celtic di kan share anka Celtic hwe ni musan ka the game no ebe call a year extra time na fe ya hwe de ebesi no ena ne abrate ye friend Davis and so etekano on the 94th minute e wo no ma nyama tu ko yem Atlanta tena fi e ma club di kan be share 3 ansa no mutim ba ko eno saa game no na Ademura Lukman oboy na aja fi bench be share goal and a penalty by on the 61st minute Ademura Lukman kofa penalty ya and obo say no emunsem anya easy me de honsem bebremo AC Milan everything was perfect, everything was just they were in cruise control. First half they should have been 2 or 3 goals up. AC Milan dominated game no omo bobo kama abrante aye freno Tio Hernandez senior player or team nimu captain of the side for that matter abrante ni dikako diff ni first yellow card no di no it was needless yellow card because na yetwa abrante Joao Felix referee na anye anoko no odi hu abufuo ekotwe ne ball na ma na yellow card Kiama yellow card experienced player dia na ohia because mu lead 1-0 oba 51st minute no ko dive ye na stimulation ya man second bookable offense anche bia enene karanka ana karanza ehede ball ba ko di 2 net mu ena chese ye 1-1 ono mu yi similar free mu ye no eno so enye ize amanfo bu ofu brutal eno e wo honom itiene teams atimi qualify no oboku efe no Benfica, Bayern Munich, Club Brugge ena Feyenoord ene games ni beto aso ye be expect say 4 teams ebe wa ko join na afi yetumi enya 16 teams Dortmund and Sporting Lisbon and bebo first leg no Dortmund ko share 3-0 PSG ene Brest first leg ko 3-0 Sasso and PSV and Juventus first leg 2-1 Turin Real Madrid ekoche Manchester City born 3-2 and the games na karinya be bro channel say live commentary beba screen so Real Madrid versus Manchester City so when you enter on Facebook and all our social media handles no obeti enka honum before then yenikan na even koja bejafo adwenche na hye no so ye ne enoke bedi nkomo ya ne enoke na limo ono di ka beka say o de bet AC story building nti utim say bet na manfo di pop ti na ye the expert for me nu ba beka ya ho ti na no obenya 5 different slips ni nyina am telling you so be di ni nyina ka say amen eti abusa for me mama kwaba
let's do it so
bibia akoye there yeah before then you remo on my bet shortly
okay
the registration process near there baby opese ura bia social media handles na there na fi yembra endra game
inti ene there my bet for say do Champions League sana mo in the highest odds market ni mu na nti so opese ucha Champions League MYBET.AFRICA adimpo emane deni omo live bet no se game na ekoso no ya odds ne susun yie pa nti obi otie live commentary na mostly live betting options near the odds na kan we se nya obetimi afiscal ho nti ene joining circle se nya obetimi nya sa live bet options ni bi media fiscal MYBET.AFRICA my bet registration no se nya tembi edi hu nkomo no enye den very simple just 3 steps to register we. First step I'll be here about www.MYBET.AFRICA. We are on platform my top right corner. I'll be who icon be or circle in the green. So I'll be who registration ni login. Registration is who we are. Now for the wabo o phone number odi your mobile money transaction no o boss our phone number ne share the next step we are bebo o username na say unique name be a distinguishable free or BBR or platform so inti udin ama udin Kofi udin Kwame a now the number miensa bia ka ho sene bema a distinguishable from BBR or platform so the next step your password needs to make sure say first letter no capital na de aka na so na bia de no so number mienu asoso sene bema na strong unique for ope uwie ya submit ya mbe send verification code. Now they are verify your account to verify we and one the same top right corner when now me no login we are or deposit withdraw and BBA available visible bit me who to me a deposit this one no deposit now feed once we Champions League games here by because we no matter I'm a bet builder na the back where Sunday man say on one selections and the games indoors so 4 pay into 4 games we can me per 100 odds a better than me out of 4 games, the bet na menya 100 odds. A hona bet builder beam no. With bet builder no, one selected game with menya 10 different options also. Into say each game say oh for 10 options no with the amount. Now can boom 40 options no. A bit ma bo ama 100 odds to 200 or 1000 odds now pen no. Bet menya. And the options so and say maybe the be mo lose so simple. Home team to score, both team to score, player to score. And this anyaman kitten kani na boma. No build o bet ni ye send your bet me fiscal MYBET.AFRICA.
Right. It's bomodia MYBET.AFRICA. Register na fi yan shimbo mo ha na udia kwa bia so man kasa be send message no ma tell say yes we di enti brane register. Mama enko Andrea games in what went wrong for these teams? Bayern Munich a struggle here. AC Milan omugo omu enu mase Benfica nanka omu ya madia there for mase but they were able to pull a comeback to me at the level. It appears Andrea games were very difficult for omu mutuminya I think comfortable results. AC Milan for instance, if you are AC Milan now kwa away near sure 1-0 you know say with your pedigree and everything 1-0 away no will not end but Andrea yenyine hu how almost struggle yenko games in him.
Yes, list Ndra AC Milan any final game no ye di hu komo ha Emma Maker say AC Milan person mo qualify for the next round of the competition. They need to score a goal in the first half. No making sure say with the first half no the aggregate results ne ba be pe then in the second half the San Siro crowd no ebe boa amometi ma qualify for the next round. I think Misanka said first half 0.5 you likely say betimi aboa in the first minute AC Milan team had the first goal. But I think Ushe from minute 1 to minute 44 Theo Hernandez in a yellow card now. AC Milan were dominating the game. Into social start or first half everything was AC Milan from ball possession to attempt to shot on target to even shot off target. Corners Bibia was AC Milan. But one thing they say Indra Misanka say AC Milan team now their home this season players omunye serious. And no AC Milan problem this season. Inti usha attacking line wa João Felix, Rafael Leao, Christian Pulisic, Santiago Jimenez. So have 4 attackers no more anymore. No. They waste all the chances. Also omo ye. Ombenya chance no ntimi she no ma wasting ni na we anymore. Uba mfinfin wa. The only AC Milan play with team man who ni say omo show seriousness kakra players mienu. Pavlovic, any player friend Rendes. Omo pena who say in games no. Omo bobo say experienced players trying to put in their best. Even their goalkeeper Mignon so another player. Their games are obitime Diagro. Theo Hernandez being an experienced player, as an assistant captain for this team. Going into a game, I only say a 1-0 in the first half was a good result for you, and the second half no. Santi we saying crowd ni babe bow. I'm a we need a game no. You don't go into that tackle to get that yellow card. And as I yellow card no nya no. Inka say AC Milan qualify for the next round that yellow card will make him miss the next match. Into going into a game when him say a yellow card can make you miss a next match no. You don't go and hold a player atadia kopim say referee be ball whistle and say we game. It was an inexperienced thing from him. de baako a se coach friend Conceição amfa ne ne nsifema obey ne tactics obey ne bibia into games. These players ene be twene aiden awofem Indra edi hu ye. It was a poor decision from him, and even after the yellow card, I was expecting him say onya yellow card ni wie no eso enkoye compose in the game because unim experience akuta, and getting a yellow card, going into some tackles, going into some maybe arguments no eso otobo, but hu ye ba in the game no 51st minute now akwa this dive for a penalty. Unim say
you already 1-0.
Yes, Unim said this is a game. There are 26 or 20 up to 30 cameras around. There is VAR available. Inti say oko in a dive na say player nimpo ho anka wa. Se player ne ho kan na if ni feel say contact ne nya that stronger. Utimi jaawo. But ne ho kan na obeto ho say me dey per second go aboa me team. Na afi dey oba be how team na. This is something that it will cause AC Milan moving forward. I think coach friend Conceição eso timi ni players ne kasa also this our culture of going into games with experience we play no edition mutirim, because in draw game on boy they were slow. Rafael Leao benya ball be na dreams be cross ball no across the ball na try obi akọ goal kick, and you could see Jean Felix benya ball so timi ball shot fi no person flicky ball never defenders ne so na keeper ba bechi. This is very poor from players they want to at least do something good in the Champions League. Midiun komo said their position in the league crying in yeden enye. So the Champions League was one where they should have taken it serious. Bandra Mekan say fire not ball no more ball. Even though they were missing some key players, but Utimu say yes, this is a team they've played together for a longer time. No munim adiomo ye. Ndra time omo ba ebe share go in the 73rd minute. Utimu say everything was stable. And AC Milan even going a man down, still things were not that comfortable with them. And as a coach, we consider one or two changes to try and see so Betimia add more to attack. But so players or free bench in Poba, no, they didn't come and add anything. Chukwueze, we didn't see him in the game. Abraham Ba, making unnecessary decisions. Boys or head, no person chest, no person AC. So there is a whole lot of conversation as a consider. I think this is a step to let the players understand. So you don't go into a Champions League game against Team FN Feyenoord, pedigree AC Milan war, the Champions League medals are war. Then you go into a game and act like you nim the and make reckless decisions about course team na ene omitimi free the Champions League. So league no mean performance and ko year, meaning say next season's Champions League ni ko ebi omu nya kwan den embobia ebe home. The next game,
what does it mean for some of the players going forward, the AC Milan project now? What does it mean? This unfortunate setback way. What does it mean? Now they are looking at say Magna Oma extending the contract. They are looking at say other players be extending Oma contract near there. Now Rafael Leao, the conversation about Rafael Leao, Theo Hernandez, I think on his day he's a fantastic player. He's a very good player. On his day, he's been very helpful to them. But I think that their mindset maybe also I'm working on. Apart from that, Joao Felix, Uti in Koma Udi, the fact that we'll be Champions League football then, Abonusoni then, Emma moved. So assuming say if Chelsea is able to qualify for the Champions League, it appears AC Milan might not qualify. They will not. You are also now Juventus form our PK. You have Lazio form no was saying AC Milan the Omoyano. Even Roma, what Roma is doing, Bologna is there. Atlanta will be there, all right. Florentina. So you have Florentina too is in there. So it appears as a more form no more consistency no was. So what does it mean? Now they want to sign Joao Felix. If Chelsea is able to qualify for Champions League next season, now AC Milan and qualifier, almost finances. Does it mean that there will be some level of changes going forward? Selling Rafael Leao, selling Theo Hernandez, Joao Felix leaving for them to buy different crop of players and continue to build on the project. So,
AC Milan projects with the quality of players or more. It's a good project, especially so we play a bit Rafael Leao, Christian Pulisic. You name him, Pulisic has been an injury-prone player. Oba AC Milan, Sadi and Assisa, Santiago Jimenez alone, but these are players Santiago Jimenez, we a friend saying Joao Felix are lone players Oma Adium to their set. Now the idea was to get a good position, qualify for the Champions League, or even maybe win the Champions League. No meet many scar I retaining these players. But now no one qualified to the Champions League. Obita Joao Felix our boss also say his main aim of going to AC Milan was to play in the Champions League. No on na Santiago Jimenez on was a final that equally in the Champions League. Adentina on betina. So these are one or two things that it puts you lower compared to teams that only more air pre other competitions. And I think Coach Odio Menim Conceição is one of the best coaches. You who are there why Porto. You who impactor or the map Porto team even after Ojai AC Milan team we impono. You who impactor why then or the other team but it's the players. In-game management, in-game discipline. Inyama baku mienu bi na home. Indra Joao Felix enya yellow card, unnecessary yellow card in the game. Okoye 360 anto so eno ko tia player no instead of say player ni intercept ball no better ka no okotia no. So these are some of the things say ball in a game. Na maturity level of your players very lower. It affects you in games.
Okay, so Santiago Jimenez then it was really a transfer. He was bought outright. Okay, it's a loan, yeah.
Okay, because
so
now a loan.
So now, Tammy Abraham a loan from AS Roma.
Okay, and Morata is a loan to
Galatasaray. Yes. Okay. So I think that now going forward, they want to see Jimenez will be the go-to guy.
Yes.
Now Randes someone extending the contract. Fofana is there. Then the goalkeeper.
Yes.
So I think they want to sell one of their defenders, either Tomori.
Yes.
Because not Pavlovic, but with recent performance.
Yes.
So I think that now the bone of contention will be, sir, okay, should we sell Rafael? Because Rafael Leao silly, it appears that the whole of this season, how many goals in Washer? League we are Washer is 4 goals, right?
Yeah.
Only now on players are wait to value for money, at least wait to Sika. Remember Rafael Leao, if you are selling Rafael Leao, you might probably get 70 million. Say you can get 50. So you get this 120 million, then you try to reinvest in the team. You can go out there and go and get a much younger able to me do a crane and a mudre crano the way now, but they can come in and do some deal. I'll wait to me call with the pace near the other, and wait to me I could develop your one near the other.
Yes, but on saying every club look Rafael Leao a quality player, very very quality. Obi Bia we friend is saying coach Bia pe on the winger with pace, with the skills, any BBA. But one thing Hano say his in-game management and in the performance, it do be and talk we so this season about 22 games in Syria, 5 goals.
Okay.
Which every season who's the wingers are scoring goals. The Mohamed Salehs, the Gakpos, the with Vinicius Juniors, if you want to get to that level now, you need to add consistency goals to your game. And there are the back and you into who say there are few transfer windows here ne talks are dry down because now clubs will be named banning because there were sometimes clubs who were ready to even pay dear friend is saying they were ready to even pay huge money for these players. They are not doing this. Emma these players are adding but Ocean performance he needs to improve as a player. So when I do so be improve as a player, enyama betima ko ya aboano amono so ayden etimi enya bigger move ebi obetima boa AC Milan kwa ma AC Milan ayden AC Milan so etimi enya ska build squad on person mo build with Benfica ni Monaco game no. Share this game it was one game na obi enim say Benfica playing at home getting 1-0 in Monaco and coming at home was something and kebetimi aboom they can get a draw and put to do what to qualify for the next round of the competition. In Drama can say Monaco in the Champions League. Ni away game be or could be or concede 2 or more goals. Into so be a pair option obetimi fiscal my better a year 2 or more goals in that particular game no for Benfica. No it's ma Fausika ama wato. But one thing they say this game the game started well. My team, my friend Benfica, getting a goal, securing say, okay, I konya one away goal, I go. So the next thing they say we should slow down the game and make sure say we we end the game with 1-0 victory to qualify. But Monaco on the other hand, in the first half, as I shared the early goal in the second half. Now for the pressure, that team friend Benfica so. But a penalty in the 76th minute, Emma game ni be equal. But Mebo Monaco for Abaso. This season in the Champions League, the French clubs no have shown say yes, they go into games to win. Yehu Monaco, Yehu Brest during the group stages, Paris Saint-Germain during the group stages, no, the starting side na Nyama and Farmer, but Edu baby no, things became so well now for the Nyama Eden Etimijina ye. But in draw game no, Mebo Benfica coach Abasu because social stats ni BBA, everything was backing them to at least to win. But social possession Monaco be boy ewo Portugal Monaco were supposed to pick the day. Anya mint man koye, but Bebo coach na Basu because now the only thing important they say why then we qualify for the next round. And how many goals how be share in do team qualify the boys na more call the next round in the next we in friends we next playoffs no obeshe team na ball. Bayern Munich Celtic, it was a very disappointing game. Though say Bayern Munich qualify on 3-2 aggregate, but it was a very, very disappointing game from coach FN Vincent Kompany. Monday, Midini Honkomo has said he needs to up his game. One thing I must study about this young coaches or more ban say mostly no the style of play on one building no on pese obeto kakra even to suit the style of the players no one, which has been a problem for this big way young coaches or mobile. Because Vincent Kompany in this Bayern Munich setup no on team can't me say these players have a problem. And now players we say ni say because also a lineup you parade against team a friend Celtic losing their key player no she go small in the group phase in the January transfer. You go into a game with Upamecano, your friend is saying Kim Min-jae as your center backs. Now a nim 4 no Hurricane, Olise, Musiala, and Ganabri. These are 4 quality players. They can get into any big team in the world. But Ubeko into a game, then next player friend Alphonso Davies will come in the second half to come and equalize a goal for you. Then it brings a whole lot of questions to his tactics and his playing style. He's one of the young best coaches of Mobaso because he named himself attacking football, progressive football, per se any team no a dominating game. But sometimes these competitions and our coaches beat Ancelotti's, the Pep Guardiola's, the Mourinho's because they go into the game prepared for the particular team and how to dismantle them. This a game I think will be in draw about Allianz Arena. Any investor be ordinary sika a 2 match which he expects at least goals be flow because Bayern Munich couldn't score against Bayern Leverkusen during the weekend. Into Allianz Arena against Celtic, last time at Celtic ever Germany no OD 5 goals against Dortmund team. Into no be expected say Bayern Munich beat me share a lot of goals in this game, but omenti me anya there now in 2 games Bayern Munich share 1 goal with this amazing attack on one. It's a big concern Emma team a friend Bayern Munich, even though say in the league they are doing well, position or die in the league log near. But the next game of the boss is against Frankfurt. In Frankfurt send your hard in the Bundesliga or you are Stuttgart. These are 2 difficult games for him. Now 2 games we know when my fans the comfortable winner. One year lucky at the end of the season, ultimately the league then there will be a lot of question marks about his commitment and also his playing style to this particular team. A bit my hard. The last game Atlanta Nick Club Brugge, I think it was one of the exciting games. Nindra Ubi Biara no share the Champions League anywhere con. Say no share match for Biana the way game ne koye no. Ube danu TV akwa to share. Yembo Club Brugge for Abaso going to Italy, getting 3 goals in the first half was something that is not being done anywhere, especially against the Italian clubs. Omu teams be omu dominate game. They are defensively solid, but in round 1 Club Brugge took every chance omunya in the first half. Omunya 3 big chances, converted all those 3 big chances into goals. And they are kwa me ball mabaso. In the second half, you say coach Pasalic and no di Lookman by na MY because near dreams a Lookman injury when ebia no intimi mpo ambo game no, but baby do ye no. Na so di Lookman then eba no so be heard you betimi aye aboa team no. Na Lookman by no. I think the first 3 touches and no timi e dey share go equalize my team no. After that no to move say Club Brugge for ne ho adwo because the pressure Atlanta no more in the second half etimi ma go mpo by me disallow in the 58th minute, then in the 63rd minute no penalty by na Lookman ekobo say no na no e de hu nsem bebre abaye nim say obekọ any social media platforms ube hu nsem bebre because on the commenter coach Gasperini ejaye after the game, which I think was unnecessary as a coach to come out to say something like this. This season, Lookman above 5 penalties, including your bone drano. I'm a team friend Atlanta. And draw penalty no eno say no. It is a coach Ebeka say he's one of the worst penalty takers. Ordinary ehua. I think it's very bad, especially talking to a player Bamu in the second half, trying to secure your team to make sure your team wins. Secondly, about players bidia, I think Lokotegi and Obisadi said these are the players and no expect this one bebo. And these are the same players Atlanta able playoffs can't playoffs are semi. The same player against us now. Next or convert a penalty to get them a good spot. That 3 points would have gotten Atlanta to automatic qualification. That's a player ne say no. Ne ube kase enka players we anyway cry the kobo ya in combat me aboa. This same players about 4 penalty and Messi 2. So senki ehwe percentage ratio can Lookman or maybe 70% penalty conversion. We are friends saying other players in so bobom they are on 50%. So who is the best person to take the penalty for you? And now because Lookman what bad penalty record then him say Afuam or be similar to this and untina to say ano tactically you the coach you weren't good in the first half and tactically no you were defeated in the first half in Sesiano upobi edibibi asheno. And it was something that was very, very bad. Something that was very, very wrong. I know there are people even raising concerns about racial abuse because he's a black player. And now black player could say penalty there. Yemfa bibi ansheno. Sendra obianka ohia public disgrace and a public mention and a captain. In the 87th minute, your team still had a chance to at least get a goal or push the game into extra time and obey Bibino. The captain went in to try and use a ball to hit a player or missing out no to of him no. He was still rushing to knock the player. Referee tries all blocking but still I didn't know who the team so person no. Okoye me man a red card and no coach ain't me in the home komo. But Lookman obey Mubeti go in the 46th minute. Emma hopes say you can get a chance to qualify no. Now penalty SN you top players they've gone into games and missed penalties. The Messis, the Ronaldos, the player Bia Bonidin. Messi SA penalty in a crucial Champions League game against Chelsea. El Camp Nou cost Barcelona their semi-final chance of qualifying or their final chance of qualifying for the Champions League final. Ekosi saying they didn't bash Messi for being a worst penalty taker and then it's part of the game. It's a coach Ebejina press no cancer same way. It goes against the player. One you look here, you kill the player's demeanor or her player no because he is one of the key players. In the first half without him, your team was 0. In the second half, his inclusion brought a lot of addition to your team. Utimu say the team was gelling well, things were going on well. Senka tactics was good in the first half for trying to be stable. Now making sure say in the first half no. Mutimi hold the team way in the first half in a 0-0. Nka Lookman inclusion in the second half would have added a whole lot to your team. So I think it was a bad comment and these are raising a lot of concerns. Say Bibi Edunukra say Lookman if there is an opportunity on free her because this Italian club doing the same thing to Victor Osimhen Napoli. When Napoli AJ Lake people were praising Victor Osimhen being the key man, but you could see some of the Italian pages Napoli even their TikTok handle praising a friend saying Kvaratskhelia being one of the king ahead of Osimhen. And this has been something the Italian media, the Italian press, if a black player or an African player tries to do his best for his team, as they do be one person more attention if you so no more before in Yamako Bonia, they want to put everything on that player. You who say it's worrying some of the players. I think it will be time I say if a good offer back now say the agent a person money free Lukman is a fine player. When he into one of the matured players who clubs are about from Charlton, Athletics, Fulham, anyway, any Everton, he has gone through stages of life. Now he's matured enough to move into any big club and start as a number one left winger in the team.
Okay. Vincent,
yes.
Fire in
yes. Listo, quickly. Person started AC Milan game, no. And you see, listen, in the history of the Champions League, there are teams they've put out, an incredible comeback, especially after the first legs, because in recent years, Chelsea, Real Madrid, and those days in the Champions League near then was when they were almost away go rules. Into both of it, show be 2-1. If one, then the person will get the nod. So in Ebema, the UEFA Champions League game, especially when you do knockout stages, Emani Bono, Ebeda, and now the Champions League will be one of the biggest tournaments. People drew Tuesdays and Wednesdays and no be a Champions League, and it's obvious that any team be arbitrarily in the first leg be now so Baby go home in the second leg. Definitely they go all out. So it was obvious that Milan was going to go all out. And Listo, it wasn't surprising, say Abranta and Santiago Jimenez in the first goal, Emma AC Milan under 1 minute. And they kept on squandering the chances. They kept on creating the chances. You see, in the first half, Tim and the Feyenoord and me and create any lucrative chance via no meeting with the article. So the game was for Milan to kill the game. And yesterday, that is the reason why I've been saying is that Rafael Leao, in terms of talent, in terms of the leg works, he's better, he's good than most of the wingers. But you see, you compare Rafael Leao to Mbappe, the killer instinct. Mbappe a medra in the goalpost. Need the answer on your rumor. But we didn't or best with Ronaldinho style of play, and you see yesterday he entered the box more than any other AC Milan player. But you see, the boss ni na any chain. You see, at this game like this, used to there be when you can say in football, emotions are there. It's me kasa ye pa. Are there accounting in football? In Tubekaya, in the first half, Milan dominated the game. Emma Feyenoord couldn't even get a shot on target in the first half. It was only in the second half. And I Feyenoord for just one shot on target. That was the Goa, Abranta and the Eddie Carranza, Eddie Shamomon. So it totally Milan played the game. But you see, the most important thing affecting Milan team, Listo, was Tio Hernandez. Red card no Cocodian. I mean, in fact, that yellow card no DN holding also playing attack the Musa for almost more than 5 seconds. Caution was very unnecessary. It wasn't say Biana or Kwakoshe. I mean, go no center circle. We have all other players are one committing a Claiborne and not only last man. So I think that sometimes the players getting caution, getting booked at some moment in the game ain't necessary. And you see, knowing perfectly well say nine and can play no dive here for penalty, they are going to give you a yellow card. And you see, yesterday I asked Monuments, sometimes do the players for if you say right now for the past 4 or 5 seasons we are using video assistant referee. Even if we be they will caution the referee to really take it decision. So it's something that leads to it keeps on bothering our mind. Say the most experienced player or the players in the setup, and at this moment, mistakes, silly mistakes, affect your team. In the moment, I mentioned, no, it's going to be over because at that moment, Milan needed more goals because already we trailing by 1 goal. So if you are trailing, you need to score another goal if you want to qualify it outright. And yes, Anka game, there's no away goal rule in Nemanema. You have to score more goals and qualify to the next stage of the competition, and it couldn't happen like that. And it's Listo in over there last decade, Milan the knockout stage just once, which is very bad in the UEFA Champions League, which is very bad. This is a 7-time Champions League team and Feyenoord for no my friend. So I was expecting that at least getting a goal under 1 minute, playing in front of your home fans, creating the chances. I mean, making sure it's a fair not. Antimi Ambo shot on target in the first half was something that I believe that would have been best for them. But I mean, the bad factor of the game here, Theo Hernandez red card no there, and it allowed a fair not for no to attack more, to get the spaces, because she go now Carranza share now. When Milan for Bermuno, they were attacking and they forgot that say at least they had a one man shorter and also affect them. So I mean kudos to fair not team. They utilized on the opportunity no money and they are qualified to the next stage of the competition. I mean Atlanta Club Brugge was one of those games at least we expect and say Atlanta too would attack them so much, and you see Club Brugge, everything worked for them. How they approached the game plan, they knew that Atlanta was going to press, and you see the Atlanta game, no Atlanta game, most of the times they play with a 3-back and a 4-back system, mostly a 3-back system. Whenever they are playing with a 3-back system, say one Cuadrado and Zappacosta mom and the ball as the right wing, and whoever is playing from the flanks, they will all stay at the flanks. But two center back, especially captain Odi red card, Rafael Tolo, whenever they are attacking or no movie attacking because definitely if Zappacosta and one Cuadrado Nikita Bona, definitely they are going to cross the ball. So move to me finding Charles Di Catale, Ademola Lookman, any Retigia, or even if Skamaka bar, won't me find mostly cross the ball. Then the players no more the half spaces no a bit me take any rebound be abeba into no share whenever more possessive ball now you see Edison air drop it. So now by Edison Barrett Dim City any Abranta and the one Barrett any Abranta and the Edison, and sometimes maybe Cuadrado more enko too much. So situation whereby ball over the left side Ekita Zappacosta no Cuadrado moves back kakra, then you find almost two center backs, either Said Kolasinac and I say Abranta and the Rafael Toloi, and I say Abranta and the Barrett Jim City and Rafael Toloi will be from them. They have a lot of numbers. Box. So apart from almost front five, they will still have their two center backs or more height at any other time cross in the baby. They can take they can utilize that opportunity no more to me Eddie Ashe. And you see Club Brugge for defending very well. Onye Ndika almost center backs they defended very well and they relied on their sharp wingers. Christos Solai Abranta no ball 2 goals the academy player Taubi and a striker needing the Jodgla. These are pacey players, and the moment Atlanta ball no box anymore cross here, they will have the hold on the ball. Then boom, ball na kwa koma Abranta and Eddie Christos, and now or you assist me Taubi now or she goal or she 2 goals, and Jodgla now or share the last goal no. Jodgla no also make assist. In the no check here, almost front train they provided crucial incentives. Will give them so the winning game. Then Club Brugge they are counter attacking, their counter breaking system no more and the moment Ademola Lookman Bermoa or Bebeshe go that was when Omuyi midfielder Bakwa no the yellow card. Eddie another right back Bermu and Zenra the academic graduate Joachim says was exceptional. Yesterday I was saying that who checking the movement or Kobia when he watches the ball, baby a ball no ball na, then he will look at Ademola Lookman 2 times. Into no onjina fakon or Shebo na Obeshe Lookman movement, because the first goal that Lookman Beshen because he lost sight Ademola Lookman and the movement koi. So when the first goal came Lookman Sansu said the coach knew that no, it was going to be very hard. Say the two Joachim says can only maintain Abranta and the Eddie secret, and because Zappacosta was going forward more into Zappacosta kwa says who say Uncle Taki Zappacosta I don't Taki Ademola Lookman because they had a lot of men opposed to share. Club Brugge coach changing midfielders menu Christos added another left back by, so you never offer Cuadrado, you never offer Zappacosta, and whenever Ademola Lookman inverting the natural left backs fullbacks will also tackle them. Senabia or defenders now or more podium will get a lot of time. And now Simon Mignolet was fantastic. He made some crucial saves, especially that penalty now a Bayern. And you see, I mean, it's a game plan. Gasperini, the game plan on the come no tactically. Their coach and the Eddie Haynes ebono or no coach or Becca or no cockable match bia or any rituals or no kasa. And the tactical plan on the coach team is total dominance from Atlanta, but yet they couldn't find the net. Club Bridge for an air. And you know, they relied on their counter-attacking football. They relied on their pace for their front three, and then also 18 ball because at the moment, Obama with 2 center backs back attack here ball in the situation. At this in his speed, Kolasinac any speed at that moment. And any moment biano omutimi create chances now then not omudia show. So yesterday, I mean, it was tactical display and no more here. And after the game, coach, comments Obeka about Ademola Lookman. I mean, listen, he got it wrong, and very wrong, especially publicly. And you see, people have been saying that Ademola Lookman worst penalty record. And you see, Lookman Ababai responded to a year in seminar course with a statement and we posted to the social media. Mankind and Kakebi. I said, it saddens me on a day like this to write this statement. Most of all because of what we have achieved together as a team and as a city, Bergamo. Being singled out in the manner I have been not only hurt but feels deeply disrespectful, not least because of the immense hard work and commitment I have always put in each and every day to help bring success to this club and to the incredible fans of Bergamo. In truth, I have dealt with many difficult moments during my time here, the majority of which I have never spoken about because, in my opinion, the team must always be protected and must come first. This makes what happened last night even more hurtful. Along with incredible fans, was a team. We as a team are hurting too with last night's results. During the match, the designated penalty taker instructed me to take the penalty, and to support the team I took responsibility in the moment to do so. Lives about challenges and turning pain into power, which I will continue to do. So this is response Ademola Lookman Diaba after coach Gianpiero Gasperini criticizing, he said he is the worst penalty taker or no coach or we are so will be only penalty ball, and he even mentioned that in training grounds. So almost bought 5. Lookman Beshe 2, no I say 3. Or Beshe 3, no I say 2. And he believed that apparently Mati Retigi and the Charles de Caclere and the players they are the fine penalty takers in the team. So whenever penalty bar, he's expecting one of these players to take. And we Yamubia Retigi as a penalty against Arsenal this season. And you see, after Mati Retigi said penalty against Arsenal post match, this was what coach Gianpiero Gasperini can. I say I feel sorry for Retigi, especially given the game he pulled off. But then, can't you also feel sorry for Ademola Lookman? He's been injured for some time. He came in to score the only goal. Now it's also a benya penalty. Emawa wabaseno. Adena Gasperini Timikasa. And say, listo, Ademola Lookman has been racially abused by a lot of people in Bergamo. But on Kanwase, and day in day out, he keeps on proving that he is just about his work. And this season, he has scored 17 goals. Yes, 7 assists. He's the best player for Atlanta this season. And game, we saw the enthusiasm from all the players. The Mubenya believe is a Lookman Aba. And you see, last season, I had this. I don't coach only Lookman Waseman because you could see games that Atlanta ate only by 1 goal or 2. Lookman will get more than the best player. No, you Lookman a film. And it kept on happening day in, day out. So I do I'm happy that Lookman Ababe responded, said he feels disrespected in as much as say a boy, and after all, he is a player. They pay him to play the football. And least of all, Ademola Lookman here can't ni full on penalty Panenka no Kokoboy. This penalty Lookman said no. I mean Money Man can say this is the 5th time and over penalty this season, and was share for least of all in 5 years in Lookman say penalty. This penalty was saying and they the only miss in last 5 years for Ademola Lookman. So does that make him so bad of a penalty taker? Will be a last 5 years on say penalty. And in fact, the designated penalty takers, they instructed and say, Charlie, pressure neither is if you listen, who know you player, who that character, and that mentality, penalty. So I feel like used to the coach got it wrong and publicly coming out to disgrace the boy like that. I think that they should condemn. The owners should take things into their hand. I think that it might a bit me the bad connection between the coach and Ademola Lookman.
Well, I think are we not situating the whole thing into a proper contest? Because we cannot compare what happened against Arsenal game to this particular one. This is a team, right? Hey, team will be an say Atlanta will beat them, right? And I'm call on a referee, a Robbie Omo. So they are eager to turn things around. So emotions ni bibia aye den e was so obia aye charged up, right? Now one afina Lookman man there this the designated penalty taker no rather instructed him to take the penalty. So that afina omo coach na dwen aye den e de asizu say indeed players na the communicate here energy bibi like a JBB to me and okay how also how the coach spoke. It means that he was very angry, very upset. Say yeah, you free. And then a man, the captain here, then it shows our attitude. Yes, a attitude that ain't acceptable, especially in football. But it's understandable because he is the captain of the team, and he is frustrated. Say the team right there, eliminating the team in that manner. Right, look, we shouldn't forget when things became tough for Ademola Lookman, it was this same coach who brought the best out of Lookman. We shouldn't ignore that. Why a mistake? I agree, sir. Bashing your players in the media space, and yes, something I would. And I think that sometimes emotions carry over. Jose Mourinho Munina, sometimes it happens to them. Be throw the players under the bus near the idea. It happens. It even say this is the first time Gasparini started to coach. This is the first time he wants to publicly about the player. Sir, it means that a one-off. What I say, a one-off. We should. That's what I'm saying is that we shouldn't forget. Say, Lookman at the time. Okohabi Leipzig now on foul. Fulham and your penalty say no say no Fulham call relegation omo here the one pamono penalty say no ko say no e no mo pamono so baby aye ni home omo to me gi ni tumu e bring the best out of them because me I remember ne David me kai papa ni go or share against Manchester City at that time he was with Everton, a young boy with Everton, coming from the bench. Eba show since that time as a carrier no the same Gasparini brought him on board, gave him home, built a team. Basically he's the go-to guy in the team. Players will be he's the go-to guy. I'm not saying what the coach did was right, but I'm saying we are taking the thing too far. You cannot make mistake. Yes, coach not making mistake, but I think the way we are strategy, I have seen how the Nigerians are taking it, or a racist, or a say. But we've seen black players almost under the same coach. Dan Suleiman, almost last league game he played. I didn't say no what bench at cramp near there. We've seen black players on the team. So I tell you why one mistake.
The comment isn't about say maybe a racial comment towards black players, but the issue near one. Say obe call it out to players. I'm expecting say if the comment was me myself in the game as a coach, today was one of my worst days because you went into a game obi enimu performance boy Belgium ye name say penalty GT onye penalty na ye penalty papa. So a home game in Dra na e say the game was like na enye like a derby game, but it was a big revenge for team friend Atlanta. You went into the game and sold yourself out. We're conceding 3 goals in the first half.
It doesn't matter.
Yes,
it doesn't matter.
The first minute, and not go anymore. Send me boss. There are players who miss penalties.
That, you see,
and this will be the last Champions League Atlanta.
No, see, I understand, but I'm also talking about the fact say, one game he didn't question
Sesiano with this comment. It brings a whole lot of heated argument between any player because who Lookman and so comment. So now about the whole thing.
Now
remember, I said there are 12 games at the end of the season.
Now, if you read Lookman way now, he feel hurt. Said the way
yes, he was disappointed.
He was disappointed.
Yes,
feel disrespectful.
Which is normal. But Ohonanka so no so sadia to say the reason why I bought penalty ni meanwhile coach ni dem ko park ni so coach ni nim say e ban penalty player me de na ba bonie.
This is the same player about Champions League penalty I was saying.
You see, it doesn't matter. That one, you see, it doesn't matter because
it doesn't matter. The coach, we shouldn't
justify say coach now
why not justify?
See some person can say
we are overstretching things. What about the measurement also? Say obi are rejected boy na your coach win way. But if we are rejected,
it doesn't mean that you should throw me under the bus.
That's what I'm saying. Look, that's Atlanta. Mistakes. That's what I'm saying. Mistakes happen. Coaches mistakes. Players mistakes near there. This is not a coach. Maybe I say Jose Mourinho and Obi aka. Obi say coach we ni subaya no. It is almost fine. This is a coach. Gasperini Ebefa Atlanta. Enye net. Obefa Atlanta enye net. This is the first time such incident hiding. Ababontia wako press conference ebi wako kan bibi hiding. Anye. And I'm saying sir, we are overstretching it. I'm not justifying sir. Because me mababe kan wa say calling out your players we press conferences. It is not the best because I mean no we adwuma me professor obekam anim them so this billionaires near there so oko come anim abonten me na amini hwe kwa no say me no we adwuma na aye me affect me how much more we but this is the coach only track record BH say we call it out the players in such a manner. So I want to look at say
but okay, a mistake track record was one of the worst penalty taker in football.
Oh no, you know me training.
But it doesn't this is the joining team no. This is the only team.
Me say
Atlanta.
No,
see we say you not being fair the anger
on the training.
So okay say
and say oh then worst penalty it because baby
on joining Atlanta how many years
Lookman ne ball na obon so no your first penalty taker the man Atlanta kenye problem. There is a reason why Retegu na omofa no last season Eddie free I think January and I say Bologna me point am make also ultimate. There is a reason why Retegu na ofi January say Bologna January buy no ono aba be first choice goalkeeper. It means say
penalty taker.
Penalty taker. It means say and you know how coaches select your penalty taker. Omo coach omo year with omo training. So ebia in the training he has seen say training a bad penalty on here Lookman in here
okay.
So in that context one can say a bad player. That is why I'm not saying
he's the worst penalty taker. And I think that coach you know Lookman by Atlanta right? But by Atlanta 2022 Lookman since or say penalty at Southwarm they been in the last 5 years this is the only messer Lookman I miss penalty and this season we share 4 penalties
and I miss
you know after penalty
me say so and I may be success why is it that so in the context of conversation I having Dientina Retegi ni mum aba from we just last season about no first
but we are not saying but this is the situation where
so if he is telling you say he is the worst he's the worst penalty it means you can be worst
if you Atlanta
yeah Castle Jackson we in terms of striking the ball worst but so she go
but at least to me
and only done the first say best penalty takers according to coach o believe so onye we that is why
he's the worst penalty time a penalty ni buy you e cover review ni bibia ansana Lookman no be lekuta ball no the ball ni ma Lookman as a head coach onu nya number 1 penalty taker you in games coach atiemu say enye una go penalty so at that moment
embarrassment so akwa ball no be just give him say this
at that moment Gasperini no anything one your my
you don't do that and look at the west cry
you see
and the west and
no bet me justify who say we number 1 penalty it's a Lookman share
and no
having a different conversation
the west and no the west say player na kwa ball a big player like that wakwa ball now coach udi mika gidigidi aye
and come out to disrespect a player like that
disrespect
no
as me Lookman can listen in as much
after game no ayo that's what I'm saying say that is what I'm saying say see there is a reason why if you read Lookman statement earlier you will know say a proper PR a way why they aba beto one nowhere and no call the coach out
no but
as a player nowhere that's what I'm saying there be to me yes I saying
there be as a player
to me yes why not calling out
no because why not refer to
the conversation is
what the conversation is Atlanta now me fan say the comment mu or put something bad against Gasperini the other head coaches they wouldn't allow you to
what is the writing now
yes
and he's showing I mean concerns that
and whatever and on check yes say ebia o criticize say bia menye first penalty taken makwa kofa ball the reason why me fa ball and say fair designated one no and the edema
and the man
it's now designated one penalty there's it doesn't matter because yen na na you say when any penalty but to say na no de yen na na ejitum but in a case me na the lay down and no court is wrong aware that is why Lookman is stating now.
But that's what I'm saying say that's what I'm saying say
the situation Lookman ko fa ball no buy
omoji afa
Gasperini Gasperini pese Lookman boy or call the cap
or respecting
no or respecting and pass comment
as a big boy what you say as a big boy and why the woman is respect no say ko jibo ni fi Lookman you need goals
there was a Chelsea game at Enzo no na captain so Manchester Sterling so for ball na ma obi fufuro
there be
any disrespect there be it was an information
there na any information
say Gasperini ni captain there be say catch Lookman so for ball na ma
that time on battlefield so you don't do anything to jeopardize the effort
we jeopardize your league season no based on what you keep player
in what
out who expect to say Lookman come and give you the same performance or the
now see coaches and players in your problem almost solve that
there be in draw game in the first half they were toothless
it doesn't matter
who came to
game see are you telling me sir I do pointer because of Lookman some no kind to a bad coach in Atlanta
there be
he's overachieving
but Lookman player
I know say you no dey them that's what I'm saying
say
Lookman say o looking o chebe bia o mo fiba Lookman e be do baby getting it now look like Champions League review omo dey the story by how it was
a Gasperini ebo Lookman ni so
onye da
the fact that now why a mistake doesn't mean we shouldn't
why na guys onye mistake I'm saying sir we are overstretching it
into what
we are overstretching it we are making it seem as if say this is a coach or somebody or known for doing that so now why the tia ni key player so we need to call him out any other
we didn't mention say coach in a race what we say what
that is the conversation I cause only there
no but me then na make
because example I buy we dey to give the at the end of the day say
yes that is what I was expecting the coach to do same because after all
then the reason why
put member out let me go play anymore
the reason why
suspend the player like that
the reason why the obono on to mean condemning and say
but let's do
say or no
okay Matiwase
what has or no a coach
the best penalty taker.
Yes,
here is the case o talisman akwakubo penalty na say does it mean that you have to come out to disrespect him?
and I make us say you see
no
you see that's what I'm saying sir. That is what I'm saying sir. In a heat of moment, that's why until I'm a boy.
So he got it wrong. That's it.
Yes, and I'm saying,
your coach don't me control emotions. Then he got it wrong. That's
it. Conversation because this level.
Who probably can they blame him? But Obi Rafael Tolai, La Liga now, but he lost it yesterday. The fact that we experienced nobody lose emotions and see yesterday it was frustrations and whatever.
I
know he got it wrong, and I'm hoping that somehow they can ever any bad because
the season is wrong.
And I'm saying that the statement that coach can this is a player in the 5 years this is the only miss I may say
the comment
there is a reason why Obi no aka say ne comment na complimentary me point I'm making in say we are overstretching it making seem as if say what a coach na a abomination to the extent that just say as a desino like being sit down I say being sit down
very bad. We have to condemn the act. That one we have to condemn the act. So what the coach did the post match is very bad.
Okay, what about what Lukman so
Lukman
from coaching point of view say me coach game me were designated penalty.
So if who designated player Lukman kuta ball no omo ya ban I don't know one can tell me say for ball avoided if no that we fair to Lukman
fair to the end
and this is the player waka say the designated player no take her next.
Why is it explaining?
So you know sir you at fault. You have to know
he knows there be or not I'm poor match and I'm post match so then I can say
but at least coach say
no take say we two man san no
so order make say o pack
I take care point ameba nyabutre ye pon game we see say enyo mo pon ya no mo dressing room even sometimes coach no obedi ye bedi kan ba be foul
listo
media very
miss zone interview
ana me say tie ye miss zone interview a post match conference yes
okay. No but mostly
Lukman say penalty no
omo baby
Lukman say penalty no minutes Lukman say penalty on minute 61 indeed all this while coach only players think as our field so
there be see now no that's what I'm saying say
no we are sorry you are not being fair to that penalty better players
60 something no 60 something no obo penalty ni senu na nka wo tie si park ni so ana say
so me say my can say Japan match you have to go violate to respect the player
after match no everywhere so express the feelings
so let's condemn the feelings no because emotions
I mean say
how can you come and say
there be no the open tie open say there be meba say asaka ja machine yechi afi hono na bia yakọ enimu akọfo obi se o omra meye na DJ aba wo hu se chale ya camera na esi first thing obeye we answer na aba be che o asaka kura mo collapse yo answer na wo se okay that is where the mistake
DJ bet na show ni so nka se camera na say ni na obi fufu e kọfo
it doesn't matter wetin ma ye be ama na bam it doesn't e balance before the bar Moses ne ba wetin ma ye be ama na bam
yes but I'm saying say na you experience coach Gasperi ni nya akola
there be onya akola last onyakola Mourinho momo yankola how am call the players Mourinho be kwa kokko Pep Guardiola of all we are so no dey ban way so wa ma call out
Mati wey na say
me for that obo oko esu sisi ano so on training ye ni ade about team
that comment Pep Guardiola comment was edu baby no after saying
you justify
okay say Calvin Phillips performance
he to be blamed for it
okay
and you know okay the first comment or say Calvin Phillips entry ye and to now
for it because
boy in interview or say sa comment na Pep and the causing in England position and it has affected him to date Because this is na make I say you see sometimes
say obi training here na obi the worst
yes the worst penalty yes the worst
me the list
why anything that you everything is a fantastic player
I think
in terms of penalty
I think Atlanta
and the reason why on your first penalty taker because key players na omo anim ho ni nyina boss na Lookman Skamaka mu nyina betu Lookman he's been carrying this team say the first say oye key boy on your first penalty taker should tell you something
the only option is the Lookman and
the penalty miss
na say no coach
no was out of order to go that way you're wrong
enya out of order so Africans so we shouldn't for them now me who is something like it was not proper because player no pedigree near there.
Yes,
but
so that's what you're talking about.
Every right.
You have every right. That's not player. So that's the reason why.
I be on a reply now to me boni dimpo wom.
But it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Somebody did my time. Everyone pay. But me make body my. Show maturity.
Odidi na tell.
In fact, show maturity.
There be one man who say next time want to me from adjuma.
We show maturity.
There be coach no
coach na show say want to me from adjuma na here.
No player no adjuma dey agro there.
Simple as that. And I say eba Africa ni yo sa ayi so dey say the same thing omo ye mimic we bia omo post here Napoli the same thing na omo ye na choka na omo ye say bibia wrong so can't we see say sometimes be one man the me say the contest of we no sa ayi dey say na just a fan adibi na no mo ye on TikTok and omo blast your man omo delete here meanwhile even obehwe no na the media department minute ko obi akwa fa waba atua o kahwe amount omo ko fa oba here na ya ba na omo ye racist and stop playing the team say make it seem be big to be near the color we aba maybe to be near the color we aba I think say too much where yanko in the games no so na yenhwe na na o say enoke mo ba but enoke mo ebeba yeguswa asaka from nti yehwese bibia betumi akoso ye timumi yenhwe
yes yenhwe ene games no Dortmund Sporting CP ye nim say game wey game back kwa in the first league no mo surprise ye because no be ahwe say at least a go betumi abo but Dortmund etimi call Portugal e share Sporting CP that is 3-0 but Dortmund ohwe this season in the Champions League the last 15 games our abo e wo home no or average at least 2 goals per game. Inti ene no enye mwase goals beba in the game no. But one thing actually Adrian in the Champions League mostly especially time biya Dortmund any Sporting Lisbon beshia ewo Germany biya no. The game ends 1-0. Inti no in the first time share no in the 37th minute 1-0 and a go by and mostly all those goals no eba first half. Inti no obi epe say or come MYBET.AFRICA epe option or the be first car I think first half 0.5 likely say betimi abo ama and Dortmund win or draw and Dortmund to qualify which I think Dortmund to qualify out in there ebe kete but I think Dortmund form watch especially at home no performance ni so enye the last time Opiki home win was in the Champions League or share 3-1 apart from that no it dated back to Oni Freiburg omo boy in November mu ansana Dortmund ni win you home inti first half 0.5 year ought be mumbedu MYBET.AFRICA to be akwa I think it will be one thing I'll be sure yenhwe Brest any Paris Saint-Germain game on bebo I think it will be a normal game sending who here in the first leg no I'm not seeing Brest going into this game obekwa akoshe Paris Saint-Germain because Paris Saint-Germain 3 goals up Brest home now at Paris Saint-Germain home very difficult I'm a team a friend in Brest me come MYBET.AFRICA there's a game I make sure Paris Saint-Germain win over 2.5 over 1.5 likely to play but one thing is a Brest in the Champions League mostly and our Brest occur away in any competition a goal margin or they end the game so lose a 2+ into either this game may end in a 3-1 or a 2-0 for team my friend Paris Saint-Germain that means a 2 margin for Paris Saint-Germain in this game it's all come MYBET.AFRICA Paris Saint-Germain to score 2 goals against Brest likely say a bit me about in their last fixtures on Mabo Paris Saint-Germain home no it ended 3-1 in senior media in common channel that is something so the two team in this game PSV Juventus it will be one of the most difficult game this evening I think Juventus in the last Champions League games in the last 4 Champions League games go after the hour mark into that is the 60th minute and goes but in the first half away mostly obetwe draw nti ene ebia 1.5 ade a wo hwa na wo hwa wa hwe ho yie wo kakra because Juventus e kwa away no we win 2-1 ewo home nti mostly no be na dwen so obekwa akotwe draw na okwa away a obehye go a ade say after the 60th minute mark nti ene enyem wa say game ni betima end in a 0-0 or in a 1-1 or a 1-0 win for Juventus. Nti the easiest option abetima call a handicap for Juventus because mostly no okwa away a obe concede kra nye bebre. The last time a Juventus concede more goals e wa away no back in your friend is saying July a friendly game and you share 3-0. Apart from that, you run new season no Juventus nkwa away obi a no more than 2-0 da. Nti na likely so betima ko handicap of 2 ama Juventus and also benya a good option etimi ede afa osika. The last game I mentioned Real Madrid Manchester City. I think the game of the night. This fixture bia obi a hwe nim se ene den na team 2 no edebeba. Na with this game in the last 8 meetings no Michian emu 7. That is over 1.5 goals etimi ball in the first half and the second half. In the first half goal, second half goal, likely AC to me see in this fixture. Mostly no game nimpo to me stretch to the extent that both team to score 8 me back in the first half and also in the second half. In the come MYBET.AFRICA we ade ba ko so to me share. But I think any game no we will see a big surprise in this game because we share Manchester City game against team a friend in Newcastle. Any player a friend Nico Gonzalez. Boy ginemu a boy Manchester City. You share the last time a City boy game winning 3 goals, 4 goals in a game. Opponent didn't mean and create enough chances. Opponent didn't mean and share enough goals was a player near friend Rodri. Now Ojinemu being the DM controlling the game. Itimi boama Manchester City itimi winning games comfortably. Now the game against Newcastle on boy, you know. The way Nico Gonzalez a control game no in his first Premier League game Otima 100 plus passes ebimpo see in the Premier League era that this will be a game for him if the Manchester City were more stable at the back trying to control the game Ebejina play a friend in Nico Gonzalez so any Mamouche. These are 2 players I think if they are to start the game would be a difficult game for Real Madrid. But so you name him said this fixture no mostly at Santiago Bernabeu. It's a very difficult game. Emma team a friend in Manchester City. So it would be something obi abehwe him but ene listo ene. So be man me say me pick team obetimi win a meko for team a friend in Manchester City. Say no be Real Madrid. Yes. At the intini say in their last 5 meetings was Santiago Bernabeu. Emu 3 ended in a draw. Baako equal extra Real Madrid etimi nya ne ho etimi win game no. The last time a City picky win was in the quarterfinals. Manchester City share team a friend Real Madrid 2-1. Today something like that may happen. I'm seeing Manchester City say Mamouche any player friend Gonzalo Ramos etimi nya a good game they would worry team my friend Real Madrid. I want you lucky I will see a different scoreline and a different team qualifying out of way this fixture. Any more Man City a qualify ahead of team I friend Real Madrid.
Right.
Yeah. Quickly on game because was Signal Iduna. I think that Dortmund lead by 3-0 goes and the Champions League number bono or Mokoko share Sporting and coming back home now. I mean what check here in recent times Dortmund new home games recently and Shada and that very good and more in recent times, so it's going to be very difficult to so win. In fact almost last 7 games at Signal Iduna they've won just 1 and normal draw 3 and normal lose 3 home. So I mean it speaks volume about this game, but definitely no matter how the results I see Dortmund going past the playoffs position meeting me across the next stage of the competition. Dortmund at me average more than 2 goals per game, which is 2.2 across almost last 15 Champions League games. On my boy Homer, on my win 10, on my boy draw 4, and on my lose just once. So I think that in this game, Listo is going to be very interesting. I don't see Dortmund losing, but I'll go in for a scoring double chance for a team and a Borussia Dortmund. A win or draw for Borussia Dortmund and both teams to score this game. Another game a very very interesting. So PSG and a Brest. They can say Brest last 7 losses in any competition. Bia baby and in a 2+ goal margin. That is a hot start. Game Brest in the last 7 games are losing now in any competition. Biano these two, if they are losing, they lose by 2 goal margin. So in today, say PSG very near, and they've not won against PSG in over 20 matches, over 20 to 30 years in the history of Omoni PSG game. Anytime a PSG share Brest Bia Omimi, and it's going to be very interesting. Say PSG coming up against Brest, they will go past more than 2 goals. So we beat my Brest handicap 1. Now wako PSG. It means that PSG is going to score more than 2 goals. So better check it out. The first leg of Mkoeno, they scored Brest 3 unanswered goals at Brest. And people were hoping that at least Brest could have come back and and I'm hoping that PSG will also get 2-3 goals. So this is going to be like a multi-score. But I see Brest finally raising up, so make me so maybe straight win for PSG over 2.5 goals, but PSG goals margin obet me ama PSG minus 1.5, and now bet me check Brest for no handicap 1 now wako PSG for SOH. Another game very interesting PSV and Juventus game no listo Juve for no match 7 goals beyond the first half in almost last 4 games of my bottom. And in fact, they are in their best ever form this season. They started the season very well, but no more losing games, no more ball draw. But this time around, they've been winning some games. Ama so incredible. In fact, the last time they lost was when Benfica Bishop 2-0, and when they lost to Napoli. Since then, they've been winning games at us. So when you see some of the games winning at us, the last one was against Juventus. They won 2-1 against PSV. Abranti last player Balunga. Ebenya the last minute winner for them. They won 2-1 against Como, and they won 4-1 against Timandin at the Empoli. Juventus have been doing well this season. But in fact, looking at PSV for home record this season, it might be very difficult for Juventus for say recent history in PSV for Omunya winning any knockout tie against any opposition since Omoshe Arsenal in 2007. So progressing from just 11 knockout out of the first leg, in fact 12 game unbeaten run Europe for PSV. Me account Juventus for, but I don't see Juventus losing this game. So a double chance for Juventus, highly possible. Both teams to score and over 2.5 goals in that game. Corners, and so another aspect because PSV will be attacking the Juventus from the onset, and Juventus also will rely on counter breaks. Almost beat me at the arena those games. The big game of the day, Real Madrid and the Manchester City. These two is going to be an interesting game, and you see, and then game, however, people have been saying that Man City and Real Madrid more this Jujubia Champions League, and in fact they are the best team whenever the Champions League name is mentioned. And see, listo, Real Madrid, while say progressive from 37 out of 39 European knockout ties in the history of the Champions League, are winning in the first leg. Say Madrid knockout stage in the Champions League. Now are winning by first leg. Out of the 39, Oma proceeded to the next stage of the competition 37 times. And you look at Manchester City's record when it comes to data. City for no so, and it's not the other way around, because City for no so they are yet say qualify to the next stage of competition whenever they are Omolusu first leg 4 times in the previous occasions. Omuntimi and qualify to the next stage of competition whenever they are losing the first leg, and it's something that a bit makasa won the game anymore, especially playing the game at Santiago Bernabeu. And Rudiger Eric Alaba injury situations no Lucas Vazquez is asking about, but I mean the coach now making it emphatically clear say he's not going to play Lucas Vazquez. So maybe Alaba or Rudiger or maybe Asensio will beat me starting, and definitely we know that Rudiger Abana beat me about. But you see, 7 of almost last head to head are between these two teams in both halves. I mean, who both teams to score. So in first half we might see Madrid scoring, Man City scoring, and in second half we might see Man City scoring and Real Madrid also scoring. That is in their last 7 head to head there between Madrid and Manchester City. In this game, list all, it's going to be very hard. And Madi Kanka said City will attack from the onset. Omar Mamuish will run in behind Abranta and Erling Haaland. And in fact, if Rudiger had an attention now to Abranta and Haaland, so Asensio should be able to beat me after Obama, because he's not that type of winger. He operates from the wings. He from out anymore, baby. He plays more like a second striker. Obet me up and shit him and Real Madrid. But here is the case, Madrid attackers, there is no other team obet me stopping them from scoring. And in fact, they have arguably the best attackers in world football currently, and Man City so arguably has the best center forward and a striker in the game today. So what will be taking chances and a bit more about, because we saw how the first leg ended. City for no squander chances whenever Vinicius Nyape no say be then Bellingham and you see this game was very crucial that and the game it means that Abranta and Matheus Nunes about right back, Diaz and Aki and maybe Josko Vardiol, and you see Freddy Valverde is going to operate from the right side. And in himself, Josko Vardiol, either he will obey Inverti and say he will always be in Real Madrid box whenever Man City are attacking. And that is when Madrid will soak up the pressure. Once they get hold on to the ball, they will just play a quick pass to either Mbappe, Vinicius Junior, and now Rodrigo. And when it happens like that, it's going to be very difficult for Matheus Nunes, Abranta and Josko Vardiol recovering. In the pressure will depend on Madrid. If Man City, definitely they are going to possess the game, they are going to dominate the game. If they dominate the game, they should be able to say, Omubetimi, I go past Thibaut Courtois. And day in, day out, that is why Thibaut Courtois be a day games like this, Ojinidin. That is when he will live up to expectation. He will make the most saves to secure Madrid in a better space. The least chances are Madrid Benyano. I don't know if Luka Modric is going to start, but looking at how Fede Valverde is going to play the right back, it means that Tchouaméni and Camavinga will play as two pivotal midfielders in the game. Then Abranta and Jude Bellingham. So he himself, Jude Bellingham, that typical number 8. He can tackle, he can win balls. And then one of the strengths before about Madrid, and he can also help the team find himself at the right position in the box. Obetima slotting in more goals for Real Madrid team. In fact, really Naba said Obe miss 2 La Liga games because of the F4 no Usuma referee. And this game, game listo. I see that whoever takes his chances is going to win. But at the end of the day, the game might go in favor of Manchester City and they omit me extra time. But at the end of the day, I see Real Madrid qualifying. So the best option for this game is to call Real Madrid to qualify based on their records regarding whenever they are leading the first leg. Out of 39 times, qualify in 37 times, and this is the Champions League. Real Madrid will always have possible ways qualify to the next competition, next stage of the competition. So I'll go in for both teams to score in this game over 2.5. We are going to see a lot of corners. There's going to be a lot of pressure in this game, a lot of fouls in this game. So whenever you should expect a lot of bookings. I predict maybe over 3.5 bookings in this game, over 8.5 corners, over 2.5 goals in this game. Both teams to score and Real Madrid to qualify.
Okay.
Okay, in the games, you say Premier League game back, so that is Liverpool, any team I friend Aston Villa. So I game me call Liverpool win or draw and over 2.5. PSG any Brest game no PSG win and also over 2.5. Dortmund any Sporting Dortmund win or draw. Man City any Real Madrid 1.5 and a PSV Juventus handicap of 2 and my team friend Juventus odds no air 5.30 her code no air 7SLY 7SLY.
Okay.
Yes, Listo. The odds for the day, the Champions League also then the Premier League outstanding game, so so the first game, Liverpool game, against Aston Villa, and then call over 1.5 goals in that game, and there team and Dortmund and Sporting CP game, we go in for a double chance for Borussia Dortmund and over 1.5 goals in that game. Paris Saint-Germain any Brest game, a straight win for Paris Saint-Germain and over 1.5 goals in that game. Sounds so and idea Real Madrid any Manchester City game, we call over 1.5 goals in that game. PSV Juventus over 1.5 goals in that game. Sense to be quickly. Aston Villa Liverpool over 1.5 goals. Borussia Dortmund Sporting CP double chance for Dortmund and over 1.5 goals. PSG win and over 1.5. Real Madrid Manchester City game over 1.5 goals and a PSV Juventus game over 1.5 goals. Code 4SLY 4XLY.
Okay, yeah, me there Dortmund and Sporting Gorasi shot on target. Over shot on target. PSG ne Brest Dembele to score. PSV and Juventus. Juventus will player B or left C. He will score shot on target. Let me get the name. Nicolas Gonzalez. Shot on target. Ousmane Dembele to score anytime. And Kylian Mbappe Lotin anytime goal scorer. Mohamed Salah anytime goal scorer. And Gorasi shot on target. Inti meso media enono. Yeah, inti nyame adoma enwumrei abo aye circle ya behwe na ye de aye live commentary na tumi de abramo. Ya na bibia so atumi akoye. Me din the list to TV Vincent Kasa so na oti Benedict nka. Abranti efe na saka energy machine na chi. Team ni nyina ata ye chi. Nyame adoma ochina ye bese ehia yakra mo.